The Silent Specter is a classic. This is a weapon that everybody knew way back in the day as the best SMG in the game. And to this day, it is fantastic. I think mathematically it's been dethroned by the Thrasher. It's just not technically there, but it's like 7% damage behind it. It doesn't even matter. So the thing that is really special about this weapon is everything. It's got a decent fire rate, really good mag size, a base 20% crit chance, fantastic perk options, and it's just an all-around amazing weapon. Like, you can't really design a better SMG. Okay, it does have a bit of a bloom problem, but we're not going to worry about that. We're going to be running this double crit damage. That's not typically optimal. If you're not running Totally Rocking Out, even if you are, you typically want a crit rating perk in there just to smoothen it out. It goes up to a 48% chance to crit, which is basically every other shot, which is super good. But I'm running a double crit damage to have a little bit of fun. Fire because we're in a nature zone. Mag size because I'm going to be using Chaos Agent. So if you look at the build we're running, typically I would actually recommend Sledgehammer in the lead. He is, you know, ARs and SMGs, but he actually has better stats overall and does make kind of a better commander. And soldiers have Suppressive Fire and Stay Frosty, which just literally makes your weapon do more damage. But I mentioned Chaos Agent because I want to reload with the phase shift of Beetlejess. And on top of that, we got Blaze of Glory. So with Gunblazer Southie, every time we reload with our phase shift, we're going to get 4 seconds of increased weapon damage, which I think will be a little nice. And then of course we've got Hip Shot and Support because an extra 17% is not too bad. In fact, on that note, as I mentioned about having better stats, if we're just going to be putting him in the support slot, you guys can actually see my health and shield will go up when I use Ramirez. So I think that'll actually be the way to go. I think she has less shield. It doesn't really matter. They're both supercharged, so it doesn't really make a big deal. Totally Rock It Out. Got Battle Beat. I actually want to use her in the lead as well. So this will be a 2-part video. We're going to run Beetlejess in the lead once, and then I want to try Breakbeat in the lead because every 4 kills is a lot of Totally Rocking Out, and I think that'll be really fun. So I'll wait for us to make sure that we have it active. So let's hop in game and check it out. All right, let's get a little baseline going here. We got a Taker or whatever this thing is right in front of me, and it's dead. I got into this habit of just forgetting all the Mist monster names, and I need to just get it figured out. I know that was a flinger, don't worry. All right, not gonna be messing with too many basic crowds of enemies, but I'll do these guys real quick. So I don't even have Totally Rockin' Out active, by the way. This is just the weapon on its own with a 20% chance to crit, and it slayed everything. Oh, what a beautiful sight. All right, here's the deal. We're gonna pop a wafer, dash over top, and oh! So I'm kind of a glass cannon, but that was a lot of damage. All right, we're gonna try this again, okay? We're gonna give this another shot. You know, it's weird saying another shot because we're also using an SMG that is firing like 12 shots a second. Although it probably is actually more than that because it's a weapon that's getting impacted with Totally Rockin' Out. Okay, you know what? Totally Rockin' Out doesn't increase your fire. It increases your attack speed and crit rating, right? I don't know. It's so much damage, I just don't even care, okay? That's all I wanted to say. Look at that. Look at that, so much damage. And honestly, we're taking so long to fire with the mag size perk on this that Chaos Agent is actually keeping up with that phase shift reloading us consistently. I dig it. I dig it. YOLO has not played the game in a while and is just marveling at all these new features. I love it. I love it.
You can sprint.
What?
You can mental.
What? And then the people who play the game regularly are like, we never get anything new. All right, the defense begins. It's kind of fun using not Lexa for these videos because considering the fact that I'm using a couple different commanders, I feel like I should get into the habit of not using cosmetics for these videos because a lot of new players might not know what hero I'm using, and it's pretty nice, especially like from an editing standpoint, to go back to the footage. I can instantly know what part of the video I'm looking at because I can see what hero I've got, and it's kind of a good deal. Fun fact, I supercharged Ranger Deadeye just so I can use the Teddy. It's not very helpful, but it's nice. And we got a smasher here. I put down some Sin Electric Fields just to get the Totally Rocket Out perk active, and there you go. So one of my old metrics for whether or not a weapon is good, oh yeah, Lil Ben's Warcry, is to basically shoot a smasher. If you can kill a smasher in less than a magazine, if you have to reload before killing a smasher, I always considered that bad. That's usually just for SMGs. Some weapons like the Jack's Revenge, you're reloading every shot, it's not a good metric, but for SMGs, I felt like if you can kill it without reloading, that's a good weapon, and this is just shredding. Woo, that health is going down low. But like, look at that. With Totally Rockin' Out active constantly, we are just annihilating everything. I am running out of phase shift charges, so I need to be a little more careful. I need to be very keen to, you know, wait a little bit, but you can see I did eventually have to reload, but it's not really a big deal. I always recommended mag size on the Silent Spectre just for that extra time shooting, and because of the fact that the reload speed is still like 2.2 seconds or something, it's low. That's why I'm not even worried about checking, because it's so quick that you can kind of just do it naturally and not worry about it too bad. But So long as I'm using phase shift, I do get extra damage and it's quicker, so I try to use that as much as possible. Oh, there's another smasher. Here we go. So I don't have Totally Rocking Out active yet, so we'll just do this and then watch my teammates kill in front of me. Hell yeah. Not every teammate cares that I'm recording, Mattio, but you know what? I'm sorry, viewers. I try to do my best for you. Although, sometimes he records videos while we're in the game together. That could be a whole mess. I'm not mad at him, I promise. It's okay. It's just what happens, you know? And honestly, realistically, when I'm showing off these builds, I'm in a weird position where, as a content creator, I am trying to show you guys something interesting. But as a gamer, realistically, you should, hopefully, have teammates that are helping on your mission, and it'll be a very real scenario where you're sharing the kills, but I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I want Totally Rocking Out to be active. That was real bad. And that's why I want to try Beetlejess. That's why I'm kind of excited about part 2 of this video, because when Totally Rocking Out's not active and you're using a double crit damage build, you are screwed. And even a few Symmetra fields are not constantly getting 9 eliminations. I mean, that's kind of a lot of kills to consistently get in a high level zone like this. So, so with Beetlejess, that might smoothen things out a lot. Is it even a beast video if I haven't raved about Affliction yet? You know, did I mention that this weapon has Affliction? I mentioned it had basically perfect perks earlier, and I meant when I was talking about that, because I meant the Affliction is just so good. And I've learned recently, I guess I never noticed this or tested it, but the extra % damage to Afflicted applies to the Affliction crits. So Affliction is already doing a lot of damage nowadays, and that extra 45% makes it do even more. That's a really good deal if you ask me, and I think it's kind of another point for using the Affliction perk. So what I've always said is if you're using an SMG, just spray a crowd of enemies like this and just hit as many enemies with that Affliction damage as you possibly can, because you can basically kill multiple targets at once. You just hit them once and they'll all just fade away, and that's a really efficient way to basically get area of effect damage. I mean, it's not technically extra area of effect damage, but you are hitting lots of enemies all at once, and it gives you better crowd control, better group damage, and it's a really good way to take advantage of your SMG and get the most out of it. So that's just that's my little hot tip, little tip for you guys. I'm gonna hang out for a bit until we see a smasher or a mini boss. Actually, yeah, we should see one on wave 10, so I'll tune in with you guys then. All right, wave 10 mini boss, like clockwork, Ricochet. That's going to be very lethal. Oh crap. So against a Ricochet mini boss, you kind of need to do this. Little melee action is perfectly fine. Pick up a teammate just to farm them for your extra damage. I am using Totally Rocking Out, so this should shred. This should do a lot of damage because the Ravager is already an insane weapon. And Totally Rocking Out makes it swing faster, crit more often. I really want to take advantage of that heavy attack, but it's unfortunately hard to do that when your teammates die immediately and the mini boss targets you instead. So yeah, I'm doing my best, but you can see it's actually really good. I think a lot of people, myself included, are they're stubborn to use a melee when it's a mini boss like that, because you want to keep using your main weapon. You feel like that'll be more like, oh, I'm running a soldier, my melee is gonna suck. Not necessarily, especially if you're using Totally Rocking Out. It'll actually do completely fine. Ravager's an insane weapon in its own right. I ranked it as the top mythic weapon. You should check out that video, by the way. And I meant it because it's so strong. So I don't know, if you guys are ever against a mini boss that's Ricochet, maybe try a melee if you've ever been stubborn about that. But I think we've seen what we need to see from this. I always like to wait until the mini boss, unless we see any smashers. I'm gonna cut to the Breakbeat Breakbeat Wildcat build. There we go, and see how that performs. All right, we got the Breakbeat Wildcat build set up. We got her in the lead. I swapped Jess for Assault crit damage for the same reasons as before. He just has better stats and support. Assault ammo recovery has replaced Chaos Agent because I've always preferred this. I used him for a long time before Chaos Agent came out. He's basically a mag size perk, extending it by 31 shots. Pair that with the 54 bullets and the Silent Specter, and we're basically shooting for over 80 rounds before we run out. It is super satisfying. Then we got Fumble, just because we do need to actually activate Totally Rocking Out, and we should be good to go. I did actually respec my copy to crit rating crit damage. That's generally how I like to keep it, but I realize that I still want to keep going double crit damage. So if it breaks, we'll swap to that. So with Beetlejess, we're not going to crit nearly as hard, but it's still going to be pretty good. You see, like, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. The real benefit comes from killing multiple targets. That's where Beetlejess is really going to shine. So we should either find a big group like the one right in front of us, or a group. Oh, did I say the Silent Spectre has 54 shots? Apparently it has 52. And that's another thing I wanted to mention is I have continued to use mag size. If you're going to run Assault ammo recovery and support, you might be able to get away with the reload, but it's kind of just preference at that point. All right, got a couple of encampments here to show off what Beetlejess's good for. So I'm going to to combine Affliction and Battle Beat to just basically activate Totally Rockin' Out nonstop. There's a big crowd of enemies. Basically, the theory is that you should be able to either trigger a couple of enemies with Battle Beat, and then, or you could just eat a wafer, and then you're basically off to the races. It's essentially constant Totally Rockin' Out. So even though we're doing less damage to a single target, we have Totally Rockin' Out active for more often, so it's kind of a trade-off. So this is like what I was talking about earlier. You basically eat a wafer, shoot maybe 4 enemies, make it trigger nonstop, then go for the big targets while Battle Beat is essentially giving you permanent uptime for Totally Rockin' Out. I tried to build walls to be safe, and then they all just bombed me. All right, coming over here to try that again. We have some beehives over there, and I want them to just not... Let me just... There we go. Yeah. Gotta get it active. I'm gonna go for the big targets first, but I don't know what I should do anymore because I keep getting swarmed, and that's where the Sound Specter is actually really good for crowd clearing. Oh, there we go. All right. I used a wall. We have acid pools. I'm trying not to die because it keeps happening. This is actually the 3rd attempt I've had. Like, these encampments just keep murdering me. So Battle Beat doesn't really give you any extra survivability, although a soldier should have more overall stats. I don't know. I'm getting trolled by my teammates again because nobody seems to care that I'm recording a video. All right, defense begins. Somebody ran boom base. I was not expecting that, but that means that without a crit rating perk, we have a 37.5% chance to crit, which is kind of crazy. But look at that damage. Look at that. So this is where Battle Beat is really going to shine. So I keep saying, every 4 eliminations, we have Totally Rockin' Out. Well, with the Steel and Electric Fields up just like that, I placed kind of a few to spam it. We should essentially have permanent uptime. We're going to be critting so much. Like, look at the Smasher, just going down. Again, not the fastest kill we've ever seen. Obviously, that 225% crit damage in the lead is way more damage, but with Battle Beat's consistency, normal enemies are just gonna fall, just gonna die so fast. And yeah, it's weird. Single target damage suffers, as mentioned, you know, that's kind of to be expected, but everything else is just gone. YOLO over here carrying us with his infinite bull rush build. I really appreciate the support from him on that. But my SMG is also going to break soon. I needed that to be mentioned. We're going to be going back to a crit rating, crit damage build, which will actually lower our damage even more, kind of. So yeah, we're going to be critting more often, but with Totally Rockin' Out and Boom Base, we're not really going to be critting that much more. Like, a crit rating perk is only going to add a couple of %, but like I said, I goofed up with my schematic and kind of messed it up, but you guys can kind of see the point. You know, Battle Beat is a hero I've had suggested to me a lot, and I was really curious to try her out. You know, I'm just coming in here open-minded. Like, Battle Beat should be essentially the closest you can get to infinite Totally Rockin' Out, you know, just constant uptime, but with that lower damage, it's a bit of a trade-off, and I just wanted to see in person, is this good or is it bad? And the answer is yesn't. It is yes. It's good and bad. So I don't know. I don't know if Battle Beat's a recommended hero all the time. I think less Totally Rockin' Out uptime with 225% damage in the lead is definitely the way to go. And I feel like with enough trap spam, which in this game I have not completely prepped. I put like a few over here and left it at that. With a proper tunnel, you'll have way more uptime, and that'll probably even be sufficient to keep a 225% going forever. Now, another interesting thing about Breakbeat Wildcat is melees. I don't have any videos to plug at this point, but I have had the interest in making melee videos based on Battle Beat. Depending on when this video goes up, some of those might exist, but if they haven't existed either way, you know, subscribe. You know, Twitch link down below is where I record these videos if you guys want to hang out, so you might be able to catch them early, but you should subscribe on YouTube just in case you guys want to see those videos go live, because I feel like Breakbeat Wildcat could be a decent melee hero, considering you don't really, I don't know, you don't really need damage with a melee because the perks can be so good on like the Ravager, so she can up the attack speed. I don't know. There's kind of a lot to consider there. Well, my double crit damage copy broke, and I'm not really looking forward to the mini boss because we've already kind of seen the low single target damage from Breakbeat Wildcat, and I think I'm gonna call it there. If you guys enjoyed, feel free to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Twitch link down below once again, and yeah, have a nice day. Alright, I lied about the mini-boss. I don't have the double crit damage copy anymore, but it is a nature mini-boss without tank, so yeah, that's about how we expected that to go. And then